For the first time ever, we are debuting an entirely brand new series, something that no one has ever seen before. The all-new Gulf Stream Illumination is all about couples coaches. If you're looking for something that's lightweight, just a couple of you, just two of you, maybe three, you go on a little bit extra sleeping, it is provided in all of the floor plans. The cool thing about it is it lets you get out there. Coming in right around 3,600 pounds is all, means that if your vehicle can tow 5,000 pounds, which is a lot of the mid-size SUVs out there, you can tow the all-new Illumination. Folks, I'm telling you, this thing is fantastic. Built super well from the ground up. We'll get to construction in a little bit, but as we all know, if the interior is not working for you, then the RV is just not going to work. But this one knocks it out of the park, folks. Nice, bright colors. You can see how bright it is inside. A couple different configurations with the bed. We'll get into that a little bit later. You can see right here you have a fixed bed. You can also do a Murphy bed if you so choose. Twin bed option as well. Those are all going to be different floor plans. Another differentiator is going to be the slide, and we'll get to that in just a second. But windows on both sides of that bed for cross ventilation. That's a big thing. If you're out camping, do a little bit of boondocking, and you're not able to run the AC, you want things to be as cool as possible, especially when you're sleeping at night. You can ask my wife, I'm like a furnace. I just sweat all night long. So having the windows be able to open and get that breeze is absolutely essential. You'll see storage on both sides of the bed. Storage up above. You have electrical outlets and USB ports on both sides. So again, if you're like me and you sleep with a CPAP machine, this will allow you to plug that in. Perfect place to charge the phones as well, in case the kids or grandkids call and say they want to come visit. And you're like, oh yeah, absolutely, come on over. And you even have a place for them to sleep if you so choose. This one right here, the 21QBS, the S stands for sofa because that's what you have in a slide. In just a minute, I'll show you something a little bit different. We'll, again, kind of get a different configuration, but I do kind of just want to show you how the sofa works. This is a jackknife. It's super simple. You fold it up and down just like so. Boom. Now you have that bed. Again, if someone is going to sleep as a 6-foot adult, I'll lay on here, my feet will hang off a little bit, but it is manageable. If I have a pillow, can take a little snooze. It's definitely not awful, right? I can absolutely make that work. And that is something that's pretty rare when we talk about jackknife sofas. As a 6-foot adult, a lot of times I have to curl up into a ball. I don't have to here. So, even if your kids are coming to visit, you have older grown kids, still got a place for them. Plus, if you take a look right back here, there is a ton of storage behind the sofa. That's something else that oftentimes you don't get. A lot of times it'll be, just an inch or so away from the wall. You have a ton of extra storage back there. Great storage as you're going down the road. The slide will be in. You can put everything right back there. You know that it's not going to go anywhere. You also notice storage right up top, and you will see the window. Cool thing about this slide too, folks, is it is a shallow slide. So what that means is as it comes in, right, it's only gonna be right about here. So if you need to pull over and say access the refrigerator or maybe use the bathroom, you are able to do that without opening up the slide. And again, that is a big win for a lot of people. As for the kitchen, even though this is a lighter weight RV, again, right around that 3,600 pound mark, they didn't sacrifice anything in the kitchen. You get the dual bowl sink. You get the 3-burner cooktop. It is recessed. You get the glass cover on there. Oven underneath. If you want to do some baking, maybe you want to cook a pie, a casserole, who knows? Go crazy. You're able to do it. Maybe it's birthday. You want to do some cupcakes? Sure, why not? And if you take a look underneath the sink, right there, boom, plenty of storage for all your pots, pans, everything else that you're going to need. More storage right up top here. Of course, microwave and your hood. We open up the fridge freezer combo. You'll see that this one does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Now, what about heat, right? You're gonna be out there camping, maybe it's a cold night, don't you worry. You'll see right down below is a furnace, so that way that's gonna, just kick out some hot air, make sure you stay nice and toasty in here, and the thermostat for that will be located right here on the wall. Now on the opposite, we talk about climate control. If you are at a campsite where you have shore power, or if you have a generator, there is a roof-mounted AC too. So that way you can keep things nice and cool. The controls for that will be on the AC unit itself, and you can see that it is directional. You'll just drop these guys down just like so, and that way you can help control where the airflow is going. It also has what they call a quick dump option. So you can close all these, open that up, and that's great for when you're loading or unloading your RV. It quickly cools the main area right here. And then, once it is a little bit colder, then you can go with the different directions. For entertainment, it doesn't lack here either, right? You'll see it comes with the mount. It is an arm too, so you can pop that out, swing it around. If you want to get a better angle over to the sofa, you can absolutely do that. Everything you need to hook that up is right down here. You'll see it is pre-wired for Wi-Fi. You have your signal booster on there, your components so that you can hook it up to your multimedia center, which is right up top here, so that if you have a DVD, a movie you want to watch, you can pop it right in there and you're good to go. Of course, more storage there, and then a little bit right down below as well. But this is not where it stops, folks. It's not just inside features. We have some outside features too. So let's come on out. We'll take a look at what we have right out here. So as we head to the back, right, a lot of just really nice things that they have done. So starting off, the very back, they do give you this square tubular bumper, has end caps, so a nice convenient spot to store your sewer hose, and quite possibly the most convenient spot to have your spare tires. You don't have to get down your hands and knees. You can just take that bad boy right off. And then it also has backup camera prep. So that way, if you want a backup camera, no problem. You can have that installed, makes it super simple and easy, and it will save you some money. Power awning on there as well. Touch a button to roll that guy out. You'll see the LED light strip. And I like that it is right next to the RV, not in the barrel of the awning, because that way it doesn't matter if the awning's fully extended or just partially extended, you can still utilize those LED lights. You'll also see right here the arms are adjustable. So when that awning is extended, if you need to adjust the pitch for water runoff to the back end, or just to help a little bit, lower it down as the sun starts to move and get a little more shade, you can certainly do that as well. If we take a look right up front, look at that pass-through storage. Huge pass-through storage in here. You have the table, you can take that out, set that up wherever you want, including inside, of course, right there at that sofa. So you have a place you can sit down, have a meal, or maybe just play a game. Another big one, solar prep, folks. We talk about being able to go out there, do a little bit of boondocking. Solar is exploding right now. More and more people want the ability to be able to get outdoors and enjoy it, especially as campgrounds start to fill up, and that solar prep is a great way to do it. Now, I talked a little bit about build, right, and about construction. One of the big ones is that the Illumination uses Azdel composite panels rather than Luan. And so that's going to do a couple things for us. One, Azdel is going to be lighter weight. So when we talk about a lightweight trailer, a lightweight couples coach, especially if you're trying to get it, to where you can tow it with a tow vehicle that can tow 5,000 pounds, that is a huge one. Anytime we can remove weight, it is a good thing, especially if they're installing a higher quality product, which is exactly what they have done with the Azdel. Another thing that's going to do for you folks is it eliminates any water absorption. So if you've ever seen, this is a laminated sidewall, and if you've ever seen it, there'll be bubbles sometimes on some of the older campers, right? Just a big old bubble, and you're like, oh my gosh, what in the heck happened there? Well, what happened is water got in generally from the roof, came down into the sidewall, and then it's called what they call delamination. It delaminated. So the glue came apart and that popped off because that Luan absorbed water. Well, with the Azdel, that's not going to happen. It almost completely eliminates any chance for delamination in there. And again, that is a big win. Plus, it is a green material. It doesn't have any off-gassing. So if you're one that's going to be sensitive to that, you can feel good about having the Azdel in the walls rather than the Luan. As far as hookup, again, folks, it is pretty simple. You'll have your fresh tank fill right over here. Of course, your shore power will be on the other side. And then also, if you want outside TV, I love that they give you this hookup right here. When we saw inside earlier, we saw that swing arm mount. So what's cool about this is you can have just one TV. So the one that's inside, you can pop that off, come right outside, boop, drop it right down in there, hook it up, and you're good to go. That's all you have to do. You don't have to find a place to cart around another TV. You don't have to have one that, sits in your pass-through and gets broken by your power drill that falls into it when you're traveling. No, the same TV, you are good to go. And of course, that is underneath that power awning, providing that shade, so that way you are able to actually see the TV during the day. Now, getting into the RV is quite simple. You just have a couple fold-out steps and the larger grab handle. This is one of those things that, it oftentimes gets looked over, But it's something that I always notice because I'm a big guy when it comes to convenience. And I like that from the very first step, I can get in. Especially because, you know, sometimes my parents will come visit when I'm camping. Sometimes grandma will come and she's not quite as light on her feet as she used to be, right? So having this grab handle here definitely makes it easier for her to get in and out. Another thing that I love is the friction hinge door. No matter where I put it, that's just kind of where the door stays. Can withstand winds of up to, I believe it's 20 miles an hour, which is pretty impressive. And of course, the screen here is very simple to operate. This is something growing up that we didn't have, where you had a handle on both sides, right? You would have to open this, grab the handle from the outside, open it up, close it back before bugs got in, slam the door shut. Not anymore. Everything is definitely, or has definitely been simplified. Now, as we step into this one, this is the 21QBD. Very similar, right? The biggest difference, and as you can see, right, if we look at the front, you'll be like, Ian, well, this is the exact same thing. And that is the point. So the entire Gulf Stream Illumination line, all of them are going to be the same size. They're right around that, I believe it's 22.5 foot, right? So they're all going to be the same size, very close to the same weight. Technically, this one is a little bit lighter. I think it's like 50 pounds lighter or so. But again, they're all right around that 3,600 pound mark dry. Now, if we take a look over at the slide, this is where the big change happens. So instead of a sofa, you have a dinette. So you have some options in the floor plan. Do you want, you know, the jackknife sofa where, you know, you can kind of sit this way and watch the TV as it folds out? Or would you rather have a dinette with a little bit more fixed table? You know, to give you an idea of size, I'm 6 foot tall. Even though this is not a huge camper, I still have plenty of room here for the ceiling. So, you know, if you're 6'2", 6'3", and maybe even have a little bit longer torso, you can probably still fit in this dinette, which is something that can't be said for a lot of lighter weight trailers. So I absolutely love that. And again, you're not losing any sleep here. If you want to turn this into a bed, you absolutely can. You just take the legs out of the pedestal here. This guy drops right down, take the cushions on the back, throw it on top, and boom, you have yourself another bed for guests. Now, as we flip it around, I do want to show you the bathroom because this is another big piece of the Illumination. As we take a step in here, take a look at all the room I have, all the space. Again, at 6 foot, a little over 200 pounds and gaining more weight every day, you can see that I have plenty of leg space, right? You know, no issues right here. Even the door is closed. I mean, the door is right here. I have a ton of leg room. I have great shoulder space. They've angled the toilet perfectly. You know, a lot of manufacturers don't do that. And all of a sudden, like, they would have the space, but they put it in a funny position and now you're crammed. Not the case at all. I have lots of room. And speaking of room and space, look at all of the storage in the bathroom. You have a wardrobe up there, which is fantastic. You know, so not only do you have the two on the side of the bed, but you get another one right up here. You have an extra drawer. You have space underneath for extra rolls of toilet paper, black tank chemical, you know, whatever else you need to put down there, hair dryers, curling irons. You know, if we're being realistic, this one is going to my wife and I get this, right? That's kind of how it is at home. But the fact that they give you all that storage is great, and you have a mirrored medicine cabinet up top. The sink, good countertop space here. And as I take a step into the shower, again, another big factor when we're talking lighter weight units is this right here, folks. Even without that skylight at 6 foot tall, I can stand in here. I can fully turn. Just a huge shower. If you're out there, as you're shopping for some of these lighter weight RVs, I'm telling you, that's one of the things I always check for. Get in the shower, see if you can stand, see if you can turn around, because a lot of times it's not possible. But in the Gulf Stream Illumination, the entire line, you're gonna get a nice big shower like that, and you are going to love it.